Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to Mass Effect 2. We are here on the Normandy. We have arrived in the I don't remember the name of the system, but it's the system that has Tali's migrant fleet in it, the Quarian migrant fleet. So let's explore this galaxy a little bit, or explore this system a little bit. And then, is there any other parts of the system, by the way? Yeah, so there's a couple of other places in the system. But first, let's explore this particular system and then help Tali, hopefully. Or maybe she's actually guilty of treason and then we will execute her. Is it really just... This is really... The Rahil Leia system really is just for the migrant fleet, isn't it? The migrant fleet. A fleet of 50,000 craft... Oh, look at that big round ball one. There's a couple of those. Holding 17 million Quarians. The migrant fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. Though Quarians on pilgrimage have visited most settled worlds in the galaxy, few outsiders have ever stepped foot inside the Quarian ships. Oh, this is exciting. So now if we explored 100%, we have. Just checking. Here we go. The decisions you make in Mass Effect 2 could have dire ramifications in Mass Effect 3. I believe that. Alright, so we're going with Tali. Who else? So what's our goal here? Our goal is to be supportive of Tali. Who will be supportive of Tali and not being convicted of treason? I don't know. I feel like Jack can be helpful here. It's a kind of a weird choice. I don't think it matters much, obviously, but like, you know what? Let's bring Jack, and I don't know. I think that she'll be anti-government enough that if we need to blast some faces to get out of here, I think Jack is going to be on board happily. Oh, wow. We really haven't put any... We haven't used Tali at all. I forgot this is our first time. So, first off, Quarian Machinist. Sharpens Tali's combat skills and weapon damage. Lengthens her power duration. Now, Evolve Quarian Machinist. We can be Quarian Engineer or Quarian Mechanic. Tali Engineer, operating at peak efficiency, increasing the duration of her powers. Modest cybernetics and immuno-enhancers increase her health. Or Quarian Mechanic. Tali's expertise in engineering firearms of all kinds increases her weapon damage. Modest cybernetics and immuno-enhancers increase her health. So we can either go for more weapon damage or more health, or more power duration. Health is the same in either case. I don't think it matters that much. We'll go with Mechanic. And I guess, hacking is kind of a weird one. I really like the idea of it, but in practice, it's always felt better to just kill the enemy. Let's buff up combat drone a bunch. You've upgraded the combat drone. Okay, so we could do explosive. So I have the attack drone. Let's give her the explosive drone, the AoE one. And then we'll spend the last couple on AI hacking. That's really interesting that Tali uses a shotgun? That's surprising to me. I would have thought her as more of just range stuff. Shotgun is not expected for her. Okay, yeah, you can go with the Geth Plasmon, I guess. I am so glad we get to go to the migrant fleet. I don't think we're going to see any Quarians without the gear.
Talizora Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
That's the
Permission
code.
granted. Welcome home, Talizora.
We'd like a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
That makes sense. Even if they can go without some of that stuff among their own, like, they can't while we're here. I mean, they need to protect themselves from whatever germs we're bringing.
Captain Shepard. Tali Zora told me a lot about you. I wish we could be meeting under more pleasant circumstances.
Commander, not captain. I guess, yeah, that's... oh, gosh, that's... I guess we'll start with that.
I've never actually reached the rank of captain. Technically, I'm no longer in the Alliance military at all.
You're the commander of the Normandy, responsible for the lives aborted. That entitles you to respect among our people. May you stand between your crew and harm as you lead them through the empty quarters of the stars.
Kila Salai. It's an old ship captain's blessing, Shepard.
That's kind of beautiful.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
I understand. As the commander of the vessel she serves on, your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help, Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk. They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
That's insane. I never brought active Geth aboard. I only sent parts and pieces.
I mean, it would have been helpful to tell us beforehand. I don't think you've actually done anything wrong, but like...
You sent Geth materials back to the migrant fleet?
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials. If I sent back something that was only damaged, not permanently inactive, no, I checked everything. I was careful.
Technically, I'm under orders to place Tali Zora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
Thank you, Captain. I like Captain Cardona. Journal up. Okay, Codex. We got a couple of new updates here. The Migrant Fleet. The flotilla, or the Migrant Fleet, is a fleet of roughly 50,000 starships that houses over 17 million Quarians. The largest collection of starfaring vessels in the galaxy. The fleet is so large it may take days for all the ships to pass through a mass relay. Yeah, it's not surprising. The ships are constantly repaired, replaced, and upgraded to comfortably house as many Quarians as possible. Typically, ships specialize in roles for the fleet, from the enormous agricultural live ships to the shielded lab ships to the repurposed firefighters known as home ships that house Quarian children, young parents, and educators. Employed Quarians typically live in the ship they work on, since commuting from ship to ship ties up resources with unnecessary docking procedures. That makes sense. Even within the flotilla, Quarians on most ships will remain encased in their protective suits. Rarely Quarians meet on clean ships for specific purposes such as medical services or reproduction, yeah. When this occurs, they remove their suits knowing full well it is likely that they will spend a few days having allergic reactions or getting over infections, as their weakened immune systems compensate for each other's presence. So even among families, they still have to basically not just mask up, they have to biohazard suit up. That makes it tough. What update did we get here? Starship. Quarian live ships. There are few wide-open spaces in Quarian spacecrafts. Live ships are the exception. Yeah, so we know from Tali in Mass Effect 1 that life is relative, at least to what we're used to on the Normandy, extremely cramped and just very packed in for Quarians. Each ship is a massive hydroponics facility growing thousands of tons of genetically modified staple crops under artificial light and in highly enriched soil. The surface of a live ship is studded with docking bays so as many shuttles as possible can distribute the foods throughout the flotilla on a daily basis. When received, the crops are sterilized with radiation, ground up into nutritious pastes, and pumped into Quarian suits through feeding tubes. In return, waste product that could be used as fertilizer or compost are returned to the live ships through an efficient if odorous recycling program. Yeah, it's like what my dad said. You don't buy food, you rent it. Live ships do not hold animals. The Quarians consume a vegan diet, driven not by ethics but by practicality. Yeah, so they probably never taste food in their lives. They just get it IV'd into them, right? I guess we don't know what happens once it goes inside the feeding tubes, but I have a hard time imagining they slurp it up through a straw. I imagine it just goes directly into their bloodstreams. or into their biology, not necessarily bloodstreams. Captive animals require living space and consume large amounts of water and plant matter. The Quarians cannot afford such an inefficient resource-to-calorie ratio, despite the deliciousness of steak, to say nothing of a live animal's disease or allergen potential. As a result, when the flotilla... Yeah, I imagine plants are easier to control in that way. As a result, when the flotilla arrives in a star system where life is based on the same dextroamino acids that the Quarians consume, pastes based on animal protein fetch highly inflated prices, and the vendors are typically mobbed by Quarians wanting a new taste sensation. Oh, no, never mind. I guess they do taste food then. The sickness that often follows these binges is treated much in the same way as the hangovers are in human culture. Painful, but part of the overall experience of excess. I love hearing about the Quarians. Something about them is just one of the coolest races to me. The coolest, lives here. It's so unique. Go to the end. Okay. What else got updated? Why is this still blinking at me? Why is journal still blinking at me? Oh, when you complete one, you have to kind of click on it to get out of it. Gotcha. Okay. What was that?
You should speak with Admiral Raan. She's waiting for you up ahead.
Admiral Raan. So here's my guess about where this is going. I don't think that there's any conspiracy to go against Tali. I do think that her father was doing shady stuff. I believe that she was careful when she sent Geth pieces over. I think when she sent them to her father, I think her father probably put them together in a way that she wasn't expecting, and that she's getting implicated in this as aiding and abetting.
Such a thing.
As an accessory to her father's crime. That's my guess.
If Tali's order can't even get a Quarian captain to stand for her, she's as good as convicted. Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Tali's order is guilty.
So, it's not necessarily xenophobia. I mean, I don't know enough about it yet, but there's absolutely mistrust, and it sounds like they're treated really badly across the galaxy, the Quarians are, and so I think it's mostly self-protective mistrust of other groups. That's what I understand.
Tali Zorovas, Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Is this Shora Agdeshlu?
Auntie Ron! Shepard vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shala'Raan vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
It's either Shora Agdashlu or... Oh god, there's two actresses I always get... I'm going to check this right now. Yep, it is Shora Agdashlu. Shora, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, and I apologize. But yep, that's Shora Agdashlu. Oh, I love her. She's one of my favorite voice actresses. Why does her name matter? It's because it's signaling that she's on trial for treason, and it's distancing her from being a Quarian already. Are you part of the trial?
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
That makes sense.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
I take it being associated with a human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Tali Zorovas Nima. Whatever we must call you legally.
So the thing after the Voss is the ship that they're associated with. I don't know what the thing after the apostrophe is, though.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
I think this is a terrible idea because, you know, like, I don't know anything about Quarian law, but I'll try my best. I'm going to go with this as unexpected because yes, I'm honored, but this is also, like, I want to focus on, like, are there surprises that I need to be aware of?
It would have been helpful to know about this earlier, Tali.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about.
Okay.
Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
Okay. The truth as best we can. And it's rough because I haven't talked to her. I don't know what this is. I'm just hearing that she sent some Geth parts in, but I don't know what the context of it was, so boy, do I feel at a disadvantage here, like I'm flying blind.
This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive. The accused Tali of Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Okay, so you're a dick. Got it.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Objection withdrawn.
So you were the one
Shepard
behind the
of
change,
Normandy.
the name change.
Your crew member Tali stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
Yeah, I'm going to go with all the charm options I can.
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Vasnima, a proud member of the migrant fleet. I regret that her captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Zalcoris, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Get wrecked.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tali, you're accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
How could Tali have brought Geth to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
I mean, mail exists.
To clarify, Shepard, Tali isn't accused of bringing back entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But I would never send active Geth to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
What? Oh, Keela.
Okay, yeah, we need to help. So maybe we can prove ourselves by, like, taking back the ship?
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you Boshtet!
Oh,
You
shit.
intend to retake the Alarai from the Geth? This proposal is extremely dangerous.
It proves her loyalty. We must for Tali's sake. Yeah, I mean, it's not just for her sake. I mean, it's... But yes.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided. You will attempt to retake the Alarai. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
So I no longer think that her father is behind this. I think that it's the Admiral who's trying to cover this up. The Admiral is... I mean, there's a bunch of Admirals, but I don't remember. Admiral Chorus or whatever his name is. He's pushing so hard against Tali that he's got to be trying to cover up something he did.
Take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
Yeah.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Should we talk to people?
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are. But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, the next step is clear.
The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
I'm also probably going to see if I can switch my party members from Jack to someone that's more engineering, rather than biotic to, like, I don't know. Yeah, someone like that.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The Admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to...
Oh, she's a chess player right now.
That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
I don't think she went too far. I think she did a smart option. Or Tali's chance is that bad.
Are the judges that set on finding her guilty?
Anything involving the Geth is a live wire, Shepard.
Yeah, makes
but
sense.
There is still hope. And Girls greatly respects both you and Tali Zora for stopping Saren. Admiral Koresh sees the whole thing as a war crime and wants to convict. I have no idea what Admiral Zen wants. You should get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
Lab ship.
What can you tell us about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarai sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
That's not great. I mean, this puts the father back in the line of sights. Because Chorus could really just be a hardliner against any possibility of the Geth. Like, he could do that in good faith. He could see someone as remotely having potential associations with the Geth and therefore just be gung-ho against them. And again, be in good faith. He's not necessarily malicious here. And the father really, and the fact that, like, the fact that they were shocked by the Geth there means the father was probably keeping his work secret.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship?
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
No, we don't.
Relationship with Rail Zora, so that's the father.
How long have you known Tali's family?
Since before Real was an admiral. 25 or 30 years, I'd guess. I was there when Tali was born. Her mother and I had synced up our suits so we could be in the same open-air room. I was sick for a week, but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble. She cried so hard.
I can't describe how much I love this voice actor.
I don't understand. You put your children in bubbles?
Well, yeah. Have you met them?
Environmental units. It's a step between relying on the mother's immune system through nursing and getting a suit of one's own.
The bubbles let parents take their children out of the clean rooms safely. We don't wear suits until adolescence.
Ah.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
It's probably also a like a cost thing. I mean, the cost of making these suits has got to be rough, and so until they're at a size where they're not needing a new suit every 2 minutes, like it's probably got to keep the cost down.
I'm not hearing much about Rail's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Anshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
Did she?
If you say so. Rail was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
That's fair. Necessary evidence.
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Admirals infighting.
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the home world.
You're thinking of war? With the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
That sounds like a bad idea.
I know the migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired of wandering the stars, Shepard. We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
Okay.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
Admiral Gerrel. Oh, sorry.
Tali. I'm glad Admiral Raan got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard, Admiral Hangarel Vasnima. You got Admiral Corris backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. I'm glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
Whatever works, or so you're on. So you're on Tali's side.
I get the sense you're inclined to believe the defense. I'm glad one of the judges is.
If you were only giving Rail inactive equipment for weapons tests, I've got no problem. We need to test weapons against Geth material. I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Lab ship.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole.
Why are they called Marines
Damn
here? And
few made it back. Whatever Rail was doing, it blew up in his face. A ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali. But if Shala hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai. That's where we stand.
Yeah, I appreciate that position. Other admirals.
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously.
Everyone does.
On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rail's research. Admiral Corris is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
What makes him so bad? Why does he suck?
You disagree with Admiral Corris's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
The man is a damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago. He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
That's weird that they're calling him a Geth apologist, because that's unexpected. I thought he would be super hardcore against the Geth and saying, like, we can't have any hint of them on our ship, but he's Because he's the one saying we have to blow the ship up. But I guess they're saying that they called him a suit wetter, so they're saying that he's not out of, like, bravery, but out of fear of them. He doesn't want anything to do with them. And so instead of researching them, trying to learn about them better and fight them, he just wants to run away. I'm not against that, the running away thing. I mean, going for a full-on war to take back your homeland is noble, but, like, if you can set up a colony and give your people a place to live, that's also not a bad thing. It sounds like it... I don't know. I get the both sides to the extent that we're looking at the best possible version of Chorus, but I don't know enough about what Chorus is doing here, and again, I'm sus of him. History with Rail Zora.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. A crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rail and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
Which I know what that is. Thank you, my friend Almeron, for telling me about the tramp freighters.
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rail looked at me and said, "We're underage. They can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's Rail for you.
So kind of unconventional. So it's possible he was doing some not great experiments on the Geth. That's still a legitimate possibility because he's kind of a maverick. Admirals in fighting.
Sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tali bringing back equipment.
You noticed that, did you? Tali's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
It's not just giving them. You have to have hope for victory. Do you actually have hope of defeating the Geth? I mean, if you have some super EMP destroy the Geth weapon, sure, go for it, but...
I hope the Quarian people find some place to live, Admiral. But it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
She's still young. Tali is still... I'm guessing Tali is like 19, 20, something like that. I think she was like 16 in the last game. Admiral Chorus. Here we go. Admiral Dickface.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vas Nima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalkoris Vas Quib. Do not ask about the name.
I take no pleasure in this, Tali, truly.
Quib?
You have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
What kind of ship has the Quib? That's an adorable name. Lab ship.
Can you tell me anything about the LRI?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
This voice actor is also doing a great job of making a face you can't even see and eminently punchable. Zal Chorus's ship name, yeah, the Quib.
You have a ship named Quib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures. And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
I just want to know what race calls their ship the Quib, and I want to make best friends with them.
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib. And I will not flee because of petty insults.
I respect that. I legitimately respect that. Yeah, dislike for Tali. What's your problem, dude?
What exactly is your problem with my crew member,
Oh,
Admiral?
yeah, what's your problem?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Sarah are to be lauded.
However?
But like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
I mean, they did try to kill them, right? And they admit that. They admit that, like, they fucked up with the Geth. But I guess I don't remember enough about the Geth history to say whether things were peaceful until... I thought there was something, though, about the Geth being wronged, but, you know, this is not the way for the Geth to morally respond if they're a moral race. Admirals in fighting.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rael Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Tali Zora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
Yeah, I'm glad I talked to him. I no longer think he's like...
We should move on.
Goodbye,
He's sus in
Tali
this
Zora.
case.
Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
Yeah, no, I now like Admiral Chorus. I mean, I don't... No, I think it's fair to say I actually like Admiral Chorus. I think if Tali weren't my crewmate, I wouldn't necessarily be on his side, but I can definitely see where he's coming from. Like that he's not just a villain in this case. I don't know what the answer is, but yeah, he's not just a villain here. Where are we going anyway? Oh, apparently we're going that way, but I don't want to go that way just yet. I want to finish exploring here in case there's anything else.
Even during the healing, Tali Zora's first thought is to protect the fleet.
That's right. Support Tali. Nothing there. Anyone else over here? Yeah, Vitor Nara.
The human can work a crowd, I'll admit that much.
Shepard? How did you get onto the Raya?
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I hope you didn't really do what they said you did.
No, Vitor. I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well, good. So, can I help you with anything? I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
He sounds adorable. I hope you feel better. Will you speak for Tali?
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech just yet.
That's fair.
I talked to them. So did that soldier, Cal Rieger. We both told them about how you helped us. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Vitor. Thank you.
Remind me where Vitor was from. Was Vitor from the first time, from the quest from the first time we met her? I think that in this game, I mean, I think that's from where he's from. Do you have more information?
Do you remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind, I
Vitor, come back. It's okay.
I want to help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't worry, Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
Good. Thank you.
And we're going to dress like them. So, God, my garb right now must be traumatizing the hell out of him. I apologize for that. I hope you feel better. Yeah, this is like if someone's family was like brutally murdered by vampires and they saw all of them like torn apart, and here I show up on Halloween with like a gaudy vampire costume, like with fake blood dripping from my fangs.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only because of your help that I've come this far.
I like that they treat this I mean, he has a doctor with him. He has someone who's clearly helping him through PTSD in this case. Admiral Zen, you're the mysterious one, right? Let's start with Admiral Zen.
Tali Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarai. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
Pleasure to meet you, Commander Shepard. We owe you a debt of gratitude for your actions against the Geth.
Yeah, you owe Tali too?
Tali was with me. Saren and the Geth would have destroyed us all without her help.
Your political machinations are transparent, Commander. They are also unnecessary.
Yeah, she's pretty right.
If you and your father were actually experimenting on active Geth subjects, then you are simply idiots. No reason to waste resources on a trial. If not, then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Again, no trial is needed to determine that.
It's funny, I like all these admirals. I like all of them. None of them are straight up villains. I mean, some of them are hostile to our goal as a video game player of protecting Tali, but all of them are kind of well written. I like this. Lab ship.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
Then this can't have anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth.
Again, that puts the father under suspicion. Opinions on Geth.
Sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Hangerel sees an enemy that must be crushed. Zal'Koris would run away and hide on some new colony world. Shala'Raan is still undecided. I had thought Rael to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
Yeah, you think Rael was right.
You support experiments on living creatures.
Rael should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery on a childhood toy.
The fact that you performed surgery on your childhood toys explains a great deal, Admiral.
A ship travels
Bold of you to
faster than
sass your
I can.
judges.
With the right programming, it can choose locations, even defend itself when attacked. But it is just a machine. It was built for the sole purpose of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
Isn't the issue about Geth, though, that they're AI, that they're actual artificial intelligence, not just VI? Like, that was the whole reason why there's prohibitions against AI. Like, that was where that taboo came from, was the Geth. And so, like, I really don't agree with that at all. How does this change things?
If we don't find Rael alive on the Alarai, what do you think will happen?
The power balance will be disrupted. Han loses a vote for his foolish and self-destructive war. That would favor peace then, as Shala'Raan is too careful to risk her own neck. But if the Admiral replacing Rael agrees with me, things could become very exciting.
So you have at least motive right now, and you're crafty and detached enough, like amoral enough in your actions. You seem like a very ends justify the means person. So, I mean, you have the motive then to have caused this, because you have a motive if Rael dies. But I don't know. Wait, let me go through this again. You think Rael was right?
Experiments on
Rael should have felt
okay,
no
yeah.
that ship travel. It was built
So
for the
never
sole
mind,
purpose
because
of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
Oh, because she's an interesting one. I don't know what to make of her exactly yet. Of whether she is a sussy baka or whether she is just genuinely has this opinion and is acting ethically to push it forward.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
And let that aging warship Hangerel and the cowardly Zal'Koris be the ones to chart this course? I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
Determine what they're going to do with the Geth.
Determine whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
You study AI.
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth.
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora. I wish to return the Geth to the control of their rightful masters, the Quarian race.
You're insane.
Yeah, she is the worst. And by the worst, I mean, I don't mean that she's like a terrible person. I mean that it's pretty terrible. Like, I mean, just morally it's terrible. Like, if there's an evil race, you don't want them... If there's an evil species, let's say totally evil, then you don't want them to... It still feels weird to be like, yes, they will serve us, mwahaha. They're still sentient, they're still their own thing, like... Yeah, boy do I disagree with her, but I don't know that that means that she's a puppet master in this case.
Thank you for the information.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Commander.
It was interesting to meet you. I don't know if pleasure is what I would call it. Cal Rieger and random Quarians. All right, Cal Rieger.
Cal Rieger.
Shepard, Tali Zora. Good to see you both. Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
Yeah, this is the guy we saved back on the planet that we could have let sacrifice himself for us. Presence on Raya.
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Tali Zora. I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Yeah!
Thanks, Cal.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Raan asked my opinion about the Geth since I'd fought on Haystrom. She and Admiral Gerrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were hesitant, but, well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarai. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
I hope we can handle it too. Your health.
Have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haystrom.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though. Figure I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
Fighting seems risky for you. I don't know. Why is that?
With your immune systems, it couldn't be easy for Quarians to fight a war.
Oh, yeah.
You'd lose more people to infection than injury.
We can't afford a frontline attack, that's for sure. Have to fight smart. Ideally from orbit.
We do have stockpiles of antibiotics. It's not as though everyone would die from a single shot.
No, Shepard's right. You've only seen our strike ops, Tali. Don't have all the fancy equipment in a frontline fight. Supplies get strained. Things get ugly, fast.
It certainly lends credence to Admiral Chorus's idea of, like, not necessarily seeking out a major conflict. Presence, dark energy, that was the last one.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy?
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haystrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior. Techs are worried.
Yeah, my thought was the Geth did this.
Do you think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haystrom's sun?
Keela, I hope not. They can screw up a star. Our chances in war are even worse than I thought.
I don't think this is the Geth. It would take massive time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately.
Okay.
It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
Yeah, hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
Okay, so that takes down my theory.
What does that dark energy buildup mean? Is it something we should worry about?
Sorry, Shepard, I don't know what it means. Just that it has the scientists worried.
Hopefully it's isolated, some rare phenomenon. If dark energy can destabilize solar material. Probably not something to worry about now. But resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars suddenly going dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet of our own is the right idea.
Alright, I think we're good for now. Anything else to explore? No, I think we're good.
We should get going.
Good luck on the Alarai. Stay safe out there.
Thank you. And I think that's going to be...
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing them. Tali Zora's guilty.
Yeah. I think that's going to be it for me for now. I'm just going to get over to this little section here so that we can board the ship to start the next vid.
At least it's an eloquent one.
Yeah, so that's going to be it for me for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you later where we actually board the Alarai. Bye-bye.